Previously on The Devil on G-String.
昨日は迷惑かけたね。
I don't know what happened, but she seemed to be lively enough. Don't worry about it. I'm used to dealing with cops. You know me, always up to no good.
お母さんももう大丈夫だよ。
Huh?
大した怪我じゃなくて本当に良かったよ。お母さん、私をかばってくれたんだよね。
I almost shouted, "Are you kidding?" According to police reports, there was no evidence that Ikuko-san ever came into contact with a sports car. I still have no idea how she could have hit her head.
だって、私を突き飛ばしてくれたもん。
勝てるのか。
Yup.
すでに1位の山王物産の犬と15点もの大差をつけられているが、
That won't stop Kanon.
構成点では負け、技術点すらほぼ互角だが。
Well, Seta has traditionally dominated performance execution and interpretation components. I suppose it's true that her jumps have been catching up with Kanon's recently.
今日は違うというのだな。
She still has a few tricks up her sleeve.
自力でも人気でも劣るカノンが勝てると。
The more people say she can't do it, the more important it is for me to have faith in her.
カノンちゃん、泣いていたの。ずっと。心で泣いて、それでも母親に尽くしてくれていたの。衣装も、フリーのプログラムも、クリスマスも、みんな私に捧げてくれてたの。知ってた？ねえ、知ってた？
The mother, a woman who had become an empty husk, mustered all of her spirit to dedicate a prayer. There was no doubt that Kanon was suffering on the ice from that quad jump. Only she never broke her smile. She showed not a single shard of weakness. Kanon expressed her gratitude for her mother with her facial expression, her toe pick, and everything in between.
カノンちゃん。
Just watching Kanon's free skate performance had already convinced everyone that her score would far exceed Seida's.
あのクアドラブルで基礎点プラス5だろ。
ああ、最後のトリプルも加点されてんだろ。
スピンは全部レベル4だと思うし、こりゃひっくり返ったな。
間違いねえ、200点超えるぞ。
I agree. Summed with yesterday's short program, she'll exceed 200 points. Just then, the long-anticipated announcement came. As Kanon's personal best had just been updated, the total score was reported. It was drowned out by the loud cheering, and even the booming announcer's voice seemed to be far away. But the next moment, I rose from my seat.
総合第1位です。
Kanon made a comeback victory over Seta by 1 point. A slight trickle of tears ran down her cheek. Ridiculous. They're obliged to leave the judged video behind as evidence, aren't they?
だから機械が壊れただのとほざいたのだ。
My eyes darkened in despair. But the media should have captured the performance with their cameras too. Just that should be enough to, and you don't think that's going to be subject to malicious editing?
たとえ全ての日本人が不正を訴えたとしても、審判団の決定は絶対だ。
I had nothing left to say.
今は審裁点方式への移行が始まったばかり。カスどもの言い訳はいくらでもある。
It was obviously a setup. The whole of Japan thinks so. Aren't you suspicious? Aren't you upset that you lost this fateful career-deciding match? Kanan forces a smile.
皆さん、申し訳ありませんでした。私が悪いんです。私が弱いから、得点が伸びなかったんです。
Then, Kanan bowed.
5000円、ありがとうございました。
She's not at fault, yet she pleads for forgiveness. I bite my lip and watch that sad, sad girl. I want to scream. I feel your pain. The devil in Kanan's heart is no longer. This girl has finally overcome her weakness, and will surely continue to leap forward long into the future.
兄さん、じゃあね。
Yep.
ちゃんと電話するね。
You got it. A calm smile hung from the corners of my mouth.
ありがとう、兄さん。これからも、いっぱいごめんなさいだよ。
Leaving me with these words, she bowed her head quietly. I just shook mine ambiguously. Kanan's battle is still far from over. This departure is a beginning rather than an end.
バイバイ。
My sister waved energetically once more and left. And so it continues. Greetings! My name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play The Devil on G-String. So, now that I seem to have gotten Kanan's definitive ending out of the way, I figure it's now time for me to go along throughout her route and find her alternate endings, and then once I'm done with her, backtrack to Tsubaki's route and do the same thing for her, before I move on to the main story proper. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is just something I do with visual novels or anything with alternate endings, is that I'll just go back and try to find other endings I didn't see here, just for completion's sake, if nothing else. So I would expect a lot of jump cuts for at least the next few episodes. Just thought I'd give you all a heads up. So, I figured that in regards to Kanan's route, a good place to start would be here, right when we're about to catch Mephistopheles. I want to see what happens if I select the other option, and well, I don't know. I think I have a fairly good idea what's going to happen. I don't think it's too difficult to figure out, but well, I mean, this is part of the main story, so from my guess. So I mean, I guess this could also count as a bad ending for the main story proper, outside of Kanan's and Tsubaki's routes. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Probably my imagination. Seemed like a normal enough conversation. But then again, the fact I didn't start talking until I did was weird. First thing that comes to mind is that the man just now was Cenes. When Usami met him in the Western District, she gave him her phone number. Cenes, for some reason, was trying to make contact with Usami. Why? If Cenes is already on Mau's side, then there's no way he doesn't know Usami's identity. If he's already clear about Usami, then what was his intention in calling her? Come on, man, it's not difficult to figure out, even if you think part of this is just your imagination. Though I'm still a bit confused, I better find Usami as soon as possible. I should get in touch with Haribi first, though, and make sure they're on standby. Okay, looks like I can skip through this. Okay, so is this decision I made going to... Well, going by what I'm seeing here, it looks like that alternate decision I chose did jack shit. Which I suppose is a good thing for Usami, all things considered, but still. I was expecting something different. Even if it's just a couple alternate lines of dialogue or something, you know? Anywho, if memory serves, it won't take me too long to get to the decision with Kanan from this point for me to definitively move on to her route or not. So I'm just going to get to that and then, well, make different decisions along the way after I get back on her route. So see you guys in a minute. You know, I think I just noticed a little detail in the first H scene with Kanon. For the first CG, it looked like her hair was undone, and then the second one after that, it looked like she put her hair back up. I don't know if it's just the angle of the shots or something, but it looked a bit weird to me. If assuming I'm not imagining things, then, well, I don't know, kind of weird to put your hair back up while you're in the middle of the horizontal hokey pokey, but I mean, I guess there's worse things I could be nitpicky about. Excuse me, I almost failed basic English again. Anywho, I'm going to force you to apologize this time. No embracing from me, because I'm a dick. Or at least I'm not as big a dick as the dick I'm controlling right now. Ain't that right, Dick? No, there's nothing else I can do. I must correct her mistake. What a way to put it. Let's go. I grab her arm, firmly enough for her to be unable to brush it off.
離してよ!
She's almost too strong to hold on to, probably thanks to all her training. You do realize you're in the wrong, right?
思ってない!
Then pretend like you do, okay?
だから悪いって思ってないの!
Kanon looked at me in anguish.
なんで兄さんの言うこと聞かなきゃいけないの?
Because I'm the big dick. What are you going off about now?
知ってるよ。兄さんだってパパの仕事手伝って悪いことたくさんしてるんでしょ?
I couldn't tell whether she was just bluffing, or if she actually did know.
そうなんでしょ? 絶対そうだよ。
I kept my cool and replied. And what if I do? Doesn't matter what kind of person I am. Wait a minute, this is the same dialogue as before. So it turns out forcing her to apologize just took me to the ending that I got with her a lot faster, and completely avoided this scene altogether, which I find interesting, because I thought that forcing her to would have given me anything but that result. So I guess I'll try this one now. Maybe she'll feel better if I act highly irresponsible and do the hokey pokey here in the stadium. Alright.
いいの?
She looked up at me with a groggy expression, as though caught in a dream. If I let that dream surface into reality, perhaps her pent-up stress will dissipate. I respond to her feelings by drawing closer to her lips. All that's left is to surrender my body to this pleasant lust. Kanon set me down on the bench in the changing room, then stood still in front of me. What? When I asked, Kanon smirked.
いいからいいから。兄さんはそのままで。
While saying that, Kanon extended a hand to my pants.
Old lady leaned against a lamppost, staring down at the ground on which she stand. Look up and scream for the lamplight's beat. There stood the famous naked man. He said, they found out about my sister, kicked me out of the Navy. They would have strung me up if they could. I tried to explain that we were both of us lazy. We're doing the best we could. Well, he faked to the left, he faked to the right. He snatched the purse from her hand. Someone stopped me crying as he faded from sight. Won't nobody help a naked man. Won't nobody help a naked man. Beware, beware, beware of the naked man.
Oh, what? No one caught us or anything like that? After that, where did I go wrong? Kanon naturally lost to Saita in the Japan Championships and missed her chance to make it big in the world of figure skating. Kanon's performance was pitiful. The criticism got even worse, and she was laughed at behind her back on a daily basis. No one understood Kanon's anguish. How was I, being who I am, supposed to save Kanon?
ただいま。
Kanon came home and reported to me in a mature voice.
記者会見終わった。
I bet you're glad that's over with.
もう悩まなくていいのかな。
I nod ambiguously.
これから毎日兄さんと遊べるね。お菓子もたくさん食べられるしね。ようやく普通の生活に戻れるね。
She sounded like she was trying to convince herself.
のんちゃん何すればいいかな。将来何になればいいかな。
All Kanon knows is skating.
ねえ兄さん、暖かい国に住みたいです。ケニアとかいいです。
Right under the equator? A dry laugh leaked from my lips. It was a laugh of self-derision. I couldn't be of any help to my sister. Sure. You make the call. I'll take you anywhere. The least I can do is watch over Kanon as she leads her new life. What about Kyuko-san?
うん、死んじゃった。
You say that so fucking casually, like Jesus! Did she really hang herself?
みたい。
She spoke casually, as if she were merely discussing the weather. You must be doing a shit ton of emotional repression right now, because holy shit.
私だけが頼りだったんだね。
There we go. Seeing a little bit of distress in those eyes.
おかしな人だったけど、
Oh dear.
あの人なりに私を愛してたんだろうね。
Her head trembled in pain and regret, and she started crying. Kanon was a girl filled to the brim with sadness, loss, and despair.
ありがとうって。
She clenched her fists.
言いたかった。言いたかったよ。
I silently watched her sob.
誰も信じてくれないだろうけど、私。
The rest of her words were lost in her weeping. Will you go over and hug her already? God damn. The kind young woman wept, alone. Like a deserted child, she always, endlessly suffered, alone. Bad end. Well, got our first bad end of this whole freaking LP, and boy was it sad. Okay, so if memory serves, there's at least 3 endings for each character, right? Including their good end? I'll have to definitely, I'll definitely have to confirm this after all this is done. This episode, I mean. Because I want to be absolutely sure that I've gotten every single one of their endings before I move on, because I'd hate to have a repeat of Aoshiro, constantly going back and forth. I can't help but think about the possibility that maybe this second bad end I'm supposed to find for Kanon might actually be found before I make the choice to go onto a route proper. Which, honestly, at first doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but it's the only thing I can think of it's the only thing I can think to try here to find some kind of ending here around the part of the story where I could go onto a route here, because just finding 2 endings, her good one and a bad one, just a single bad one, I don't know. It feels like as though I'm missing something here. So I'm just going a little further back here and just trying some stuff along the way and see what happens. So get the fuck out of my cot. My freaking cot. My cot? My lot! My loft. I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to call this thing right now. My fancy house! Go home, idiot. I said it clearly.
嫌だボケ。
Perfect response. Oh, thank you, Kanan. You made me laugh a good bit, and I really appreciate you for that. Hey! How dare you call your brother an idiot? How dare you call your sister an idiot?
兄さんが先に言った。
See? She agrees with me. Shut up and apologize! You first, you asshole!
ストレッチしてねよっと。
She completely ignored me and stood herself on my bed. At this point, is giving up my only option? It's what you deserve! I get it. Good night. I deliberately sighed in front of her.
ありがとう兄さん。
You're welcome. Casually, maybe even slovenly, she laughed.
なんだかね、今回の大会は。
Okay, this is new. No, not new dialogue. What? No, nothing about this is new. My brain is on the damn fritz today. Jesus. I don't think so. I'm sorry, but
え
hurry up and get a boyfriend.
兄さんが彼氏だもん。
We didn't make it official. Yeah. I walked to his study.
ああ、逃げたな、もう。
I know, he's quite good at that, isn't he? Whether it's running away in person or running away somewhere inside his own head, he knows how to make an exit. Hurry up and take your bath. So I wasn't getting anywhere with Kanan, so I came up with an idea. Why not just go back to the very beginning and then just work my way back up to the portion of the story where I could get onto Kanan's route if I so desire. So that way, if any different decisions I make along the way do somehow spark something new on Kanan's route, and allows me to see yet another bad end, then, well, hooray for me. And that will also allow me to knock out Tsubaki's stuff, too. So, probably my imagination. Whoops. I don't think I made any appointments. Time to head back.
浅井くん。
I hate you. I am absolutely revolted by you. Every strand of hair that exists on your scalp here is a freaking eldritch horror of unfathomable description that just makes my skin crawl. Away from me. Seems like you understand it well enough. Sami's feelings forced her to look away. How rare.
そうっすか。やっぱりそうっすか。
She nodded as though she wanted to say something. Wait a second, it's the weekend. Oh. If memory serves, I told her straight up that I was cutting, so I'm gonna try making up a reasonable excuse this time. Truth be told, I was at a party. In order for her to notice my suit, I adjusted my tie.
パーティー？
My dad is an important person in the financial world. He said he wanted to introduce me to some people.
でも、そんな理由で学園を休めるの？
I couldn't help it. I wanted to be of use to my father.
そっか。浅井くん。
She looks a bit lonely. You live in the Eastern District, right? I also don't like this woman. Not as much as I dislike the abominable abomination with abominable hair, but you're abominable to me all the same. I really don't like you. Drop it. Oh, something new? Right. When I think about it rationally, Tsubaki's family's as good as finished. Even if they manage to get the ransom back, it'll be practically worthless after the stock crashes. I should therefore obey Gonzo's orders and find this Mau guy. I call Eiichi and head for Central Boulevard. So I guess some decisions I made along the way just automatically cut off any chance I have of getting onto Tsubaki's route, huh? Alright then. Oh, hello. You know what? Since I'm here, let it be. Oh, well, it's not my money. Ichi happily took the money from Usami.
じゃあ、外で
I'm sorry, Usami. Usami crossed her arms and sat down by the roadside. It was as if her whole body was screaming a pitiful, horrible plea. I'm hungry.
宇佐美さん。じゃあ、こうしようよ。はい？一杯のラーメンを二人で食べるとか？そんなカップルみたいな真似させるんすか？いや、そんなカップル見たことないっすよ。
It wouldn't make you a couple, Usami. Just eat the bowl.
あ、じゃあ、どっか別の定食屋行く？牛丼とかどう？
What happened to this guy? I must have started to feel guilty. I know, it's amazing.
栄一さんがそう言うなら、まあわかりました。ちくしょう！なんだよ今日のオルちゃんは！鬼畜門の風上にも置けねえぜ！
Well, you're certainly a bigger failure of a devil than Devil Boy here is, so I mean, take that for what you will. If we're going someplace else, let's hurry. I'm pretty busy, you know. So it looks like I spoke a little too soon on the last choice in regarding to how it impacts my ability to engage with the Tsubaki route. Apparently I totally forgot when that last choice even took place. Anywho, you're annoying me. Tsubaki and I walked side by side in a deserted park. I gazed into her face and casually stepped in toward her. Tsubaki was pressured into taking a step backwards. Now then. I had fooled around with Tsubaki for 2 days. Or should I say, Tsubaki wasted 2 of my days. 2 of my precious days have been wasted by a woman whom I have no interest in. I just thought it might pay off in the future if I could make an obedient dog out of her. I've also gotten her address and phone number. She could serve as a last resort in times of difficulty. She's wasted a lot of my time recently. It's only natural to have her compensate for it. Tsubaki, I've known your feelings all along.
どうしたの？急に。
I stared into Tsubaki. Her round eyes glowed in the dark with apprehension. But at the same time, a feeling of anticipation lurked within them. If you want a bitch to do what you want, you have to eat her up, quoth Gonzo. I love you too, Tsubaki. I reached my hands out as I spoke. Tsubaki was shocked by my bold actions, and shook her head a bit in resistance, but that was short-lived. And all the distaste I've had towards this guy is coming right back to me, but stronger than ever. She nuzzled her face into my chest like a kitten. Although I suppose I definitely had a direct hand in making you more of a dick this time around, to be fair. She turned sweet pretty fast, too. As I held her, Tsubaki's cheeks flushed, and her eyes lowered. The sweet smell of Tsubaki's body as it clung to mine sent a spark of desire to my very core. Hello, I guess I've unlocked an H scene? Well, that was certainly unexpected. The kidnapping had already been abandoned to the corner of our minds, alongside other memories. My obedient Tsubaki followed me, losing all sorts of things, but accumulating money in compensation. Rather than returning to the family who patiently awaited her, she decided to make my house her home. Her diary had been abandoned long ago, and in its place, she input passage after passage into the computer. She's now helping me work every day and going out at night whenever there's time. In short, a considerable amount of time has passed.
Yosuke-san, tadaima.
A voice came from the door. You're late.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと遊んでて。
If you walk the streets at night looking like that, people might think you're a prostitute.
そんなのと一緒にしないでよ。
Her mannerisms have become more crude as well. Cigarettes, alcohol, marijuana. She's tried it all. She even met Gonzo once. Surprisingly, Gonzo had a liking for Tsubaki. Had, past tense. He said the more pure the person is, the more potential for evil they have. Get this data into the computer quickly. Also, I want this here mailed out by tomorrow morning.
わかったよ。寝ないで頑張るね。
A slave to my orders, Tsubaki. She became my assistant before I even noticed. I will continue to follow Gonzo, but one day I too will reach the top of this dark world. Hey. I slowly caressed her breasts. Tsubaki's body reacted with a jump. We doing another one already? The smell of a woman tickled my senses. I began toying with her body, sucking her lips, teasing, violating her.
やめて。
I thrust endlessly through her gasps and screams. I wanted to destroy something inside Tsubaki. But as for what that was, my instincts told me I'd never find out. I thank God for that every day. I think you already destroyed it. Bad end. So, first bad end with Tsubaki. But now this has got me thinking. Maybe like I've just done here, I also need to make a series of bad decisions well in advance before I get to the position to where I could go onto Kanon's route in order to get a similar bad end with her. Maybe that's why I haven't found a third one with her up till this point. By that same token, I guess that means all I have to do now is just find the bad end on Tsubaki's route proper. And then I can try moving on. Try to find the remaining ending for Kanon. And then after that, we can get right back to the main story. I didn't really feel like a whole lot of anything interesting or what have you even happened in this episode, but all the same, I am pleased to see I am actually making a good bit of progress fairly quickly through all this backtracking. Don't know how long this episode will actually be post-production though, so hopefully if it does end up being a good deal shorter than the average episode, I hope at least the content that is available will cleanse your well, not cleanse, but please, well, you know, please you guys. I know there's another way I could have said that, but the damn way, but it escaped my mind. The sentence I was going to say. But whatever. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and end things here, and I can continue my alternate end hunt in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of The Devil on G-String. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Take care.